You're joining the 2021 Minnesota State High School Robotics Championship, presented by First and Upper Midwest and the Minnesota State High School League. Please welcome our hosts, Sydney Mosier and Yoji Shimizu.
Welcome. I'm Sydney Mosier.
And I'm Yoji Shimizu, and we want to welcome you to the 2021 Minnesota State High School League First Robotics Competition Award Show. Today's award show recognizes the efforts of First Robotics Competition robotics teams all across the state of Minnesota. We're here today to recognize the 2021 Minnesota State High School League Championship robotics teams. Now, needless to say, the 2021 competition season has been unique and challenging and difficult.
Yes, it has. But the first robotics teams in Minnesota have persevered through the pandemic. We'd like to start off by thanking our mentors, the volunteers, and sponsors who made this year's season possible. Thank you.
Now, you may not know this, but the Minnesota State High School League Robotics Tournament, High School Robotics Tournament, is the longest running high school robotics tournament in the United States. And that's due in no small part to this great partnership that we have with the Minnesota State High School League. Now let's go now to Amy Doherty from the MSHSL.
Hello, thanks for having me. We know that this season was different than a usual robotics season, despite not spending as much in-person time with other teams. We hope you were able to spend more time getting to know and working with your own teammates and possibly making virtual connections with other teams. Some of you went through multiple waves of being able to gather together at school, followed by virtual only time. The adaptability skills that you learned will assist you in multiple challenges in the future. Congratulations to all 2021 participants. It would have been easier to declare that you were tired from all of the challenges the last year brought and that you didn't want to face anything new. But you made accomplishments that no one would have envisioned just a few years ago. We would like to extend a special congratulations to this year's winners. You have gone above and beyond expectations, and hopefully you had fun doing it. You can expect a state trophy and medals to arrive at your school shortly. I can't wait to see some teams in competitions next year, hopefully in person. Of course, we don't know yet what that will look like, but I'm hopeful that you will be able to gather together, form alliances, overcome new challenges, and give real in-person high fives. Back to you, Sydney and Yoji.
Another group that we want to recognize this year is our volunteers. Whether you're a team mentor, if you volunteered as a judge, or helped out in some other way, we want to give you a big thank you for the time and support of the FIRST programs.
Come be a volunteer, help build tomorrow.
Volunteering that we do for FRC, best time of my life. It's awesome.
At FRC events, there are more than 120 people that are committed to making a difference for everyone involved.
It's so rare to find something you're volunteering that you're so passionate about. You only find that with FIRST.
I volunteer because I genuinely love what I do, and I love to inspire kids as much as I was inspired back when I was competing.
And you make amazing friends with these other volunteers. There's networking that happens. There's on-the-job training. There's a full gamut. There's no better way to spend a weekend.
Volunteering for FIRST is an amazing experience. As an alumni of the program, I get to experience all the new teams, all the parents, all the new students, and we always have a party with everyone here.
Come join the fun.
Is there anywhere else you'd rather be than a FIRST event? Come join the fun.
Come volunteer, help build tomorrow.
All right, let's turn now to another inspiring set of teams. These are the teams that received the Chairman's Award this year. We had 5 FRC teams from Minnesota that were recognized for being models for other teams to emulate. These teams best embody the purpose and goals of FIRST. They've been able to demonstrate progress towards FIRST mission of transforming our culture. And we wish these teams well as they represent Minnesota and compete against other Chairman's Award winners for the Championship Chairman's Award, which we announced at the end of June.
Team 2220, Blue Twilight, from Egan High School, their 7th Chairman's Award. Team 2526, Crimson Robotics, from Maple Grove High School, their 3rd Chairman's Award. Team 2846, Fire Bears, from Roseville Area High School, their 1st Chairman's Award. Team 2883, Fred, from Warroad High School, their 2nd Chairman's Award. And Team 5275, Timebots, from New Prague High School, their 1st Chairman's Award. Teams had the opportunity to step up to a new challenge this year, the Game Design Challenge. This was an opportunity for teams to design a FIRST Robotics competition game. Let's hear now from 2 of our volunteers who served as Game Design Challenge judges this season.
Okay, I'm here today with Kelly Allen, who, along with me, was one of the Game Design Challenge judges this year. So, Kelly, how long have you been involved with FIRST?
I have been mentoring since the 2014 season and started volunteering in Field Reset in 2013 and have since more recently been head referee for the last 3 years.
So when you were doing the Game Design Challenge judging this year, what are your impressions of the game designs that you saw?
Yeah, I was really impressed by the creativity that different teams had when it came to different field layouts and elements and the different game components that they used.
Were there particular components of the games that you thought were unique ideas that you want to call out?
Yeah, we saw a lot of games that really seemed like viable, real games. And one in particular that I thought was really creative and interesting was based on music. Mm-hmm. So instead of the typical sport theme, it had different musical concepts that it was playing off of.
I don't know about you, but I really thought that I could see some of these games being played in the future between the animations and the rules. You know, maybe the rules need a tiny bit of tweaking, but I thought that there were several games that were really games that could largely have been, if you saw them announced on kickoff day, you'd be like, hey, this is a great game.
Yeah, there were several that I would have been really excited to see, and even some that the intro animations that they put together really even looked first quality.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. Again, so my name is Steve Peterson. I'm here with Kelly Allen, and we've been talking about what we saw as game design judges. Back to you, Sydney and Yoji.
Well, thank you. And thanks again for judging all these amazing game designs. Let's now watch some of the winning Game Design Challenge videos from Minnesota teams.
Hello, judges, and welcome to Talon Robotics' Seize the Day field. In this video, I'll explain how the internals of the field elements would work and how the field would be reset. So when we made the CAD, we only designed the externals and not the internals, but we did keep in mind how the internals would work while designing the game to make sure that it would be possible. So for the marketplaces, we figured that there would be a hopper in here that would funnel all the balls into a color sensor and a touch sensor. This would allow us to count exactly how many balls and of which color went through the marketplace to control our active scoring system. Then they would be held on the bottom here, and this flap would fold down, allowing all the balls to roll out here. Additionally, there's a lever on the back. This would be one way of controlling the flap. Another way of controlling the flap would be is every time a cannonball goes through the counting system, then all of the balls would be released. Moving on to the chests, there is a keyhole here that will get pushed inside. When that happens, then there's another flap on the inside of this chest that will fold down, allowing all of the balls to roll out and be stored on this platform here. Additionally, for reset, this chest lid would open up as there's a hinge on the back, allowing the field reset crew to easily refill the chests. Then we have our marketplace indicator. The higher the bar is, the more points it's worth. Additionally, on the top, there would be a number indicating how many points that particular spice or gem is worth. Then over here, on the field, we show where the spices start. So it would start with turmeric, then be cinnamon, and then cardamom, and then repeat throughout the field, and that would not change. There's also 2 cannonballs in the middle. And that's it. That's our field.
Welcome to Pirate Pandemonium, brought to you by 2220 Blue Twilight. Here is our field. I'm going to show you a few different angles, and then we can dive into the zones and the different game elements. These are our protected zones, in which the robots will be able to obtain and score balls from. This is the ship. Its purpose is to be a start and end point for the robots and also to hold 3 treasure chests. They are all at different difficulties. These chests will be scored into using treasure, but can also be moved around if you detach the chain. Here we have our barrel. It is going to be hanging from a chain and it holds 9 balls. There will be 2 of these per alliance and they are located on the opposite side of the field from the alliance's ship. 100 pieces of treasure will be starting in the middle of the field in what we call the island. Each alliance will have 1 human player station and 30 treasure pieces to go with it.
Welcome to First Shipwreck, presented by Team 4859 from Byron, Minnesota. This video will provide visuals for many of the elements listed in the provided documents. The palm tree is 8 feet in height. It has 8 brown balls and 4 green balls, as well as a coconut on top. The bottom is rounded to allow it to naturally tip back into place. At the beginning of the endgame period, the raft is released from the shipwreck. Robots may climb aboard, push it outside of the high tide zone, and raise the sails to score points. At the end of the match, if 2 robots are aboard, outside the high tide zone and the sails are released, each team on that alliance scores a ranking point. The raft is 64 by 40 inches and has a rough PVC base. The mast is 8 feet tall and holds the chain element. The sail boom is attached to the element, such that as one side of the chain is pulled, the sail boom raises. When the sail boom reaches the top, the sails are released. This happens because as each team attaches their customized sails onto the sail boom, they grab the restraining cord and wrap it around the sail, holding it in place. A key is then inserted through 2 eyelets and the cord. When the lever is pushed and the key is removed, the sail falls.
It's really fun to see all of the work that teams have put into their Game Design Challenge submissions this year. Are you all ready for some fall off-season events? I know I sure am. Let's hear from Brian Herbst, Events Committee Chair at First and Upper Midwest. Brian?
Thanks, Sydney. Hey teams, I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to play Infinite Recharge again. First and Upper Midwest is very excited to announce that we'll be bringing back your favorite off-season events in 2021, and they'll be bigger than ever. We're working with our event organizers to run some events back-to-back in 2021 in the same location, giving more teams the chance to compete. Stay tuned for more information from FUM in the coming months. Back to you, Yoji.
That's super exciting news. I, for one, cannot wait to get back to an in-person event, and these off-season events this fall are going to be super, super fun and exciting. And we look forward to seeing everyone there at one of our off-season events. Well, it's now time to recognize the winners of the Minnesota State High School League Championship for 2021.
The 36 Minnesota teams with the highest overall scores from across all Infinite Recharge at-home groups qualified to participate in this year's tournament. For the first time ever, we will have individual tournament winners instead of the usual 3-team alliance winners.
Now, this year's MSHSL tournament was an extension of the first Infinite Recharge at Home challenges. But in addition to submitting new scores for the at-home challenges, teams took on 2 new Minnesota-themed skills challenges. There was the Snow Removal Challenge and the Snow Thrower Challenge. And these challenges were worth up to an additional 25 points when calculating a team's overall score in this year's tournament. So let's hear more about the unique challenge for tournament participants with this special MSHSL game animation.
Welcome to the 2021 MSHSL and FUM at-home challenges, a unique expansion for first 2021 at-home challenges for Minnesota teams. Inspired by Minnesota's regional competition locations, a pair of challenges has been created to expand on first at-home skills challenges. In each challenge, teams must use their 2020 and 2021 robots to perform specific tasks with key Minnesota FRC cities as power cell locations. In the Snow Removal Challenge, teams must complete their routes by collecting all 3 power cells and delivering them to the final location. Teams will have to avoid all the obstacles on the field by following the designated route in order to complete the challenge. The faster the time, the better the result. In the Snow Thrower Challenge, teams must collect and shoot their power cells into the power port in the shortest amount of time. Each power cell scored counts as a reduction to a team's final time, with a bonus for shooting a power cell from a key Minnesota FRC city. Please be sure to check the manual for proper field layout representation. Good luck to the 36 Minnesota teams competing to win the 2021 MSHSL competition.
Let's now recognize the teams that qualified for this year's state tournaments. Team 1816, the Green Machine from Edina High School.
Team 2052, Nightcrawler from Irondale High School in New Brighton.
Team 2175, Fighting Calculators from Math and Science Academy in Woodbury.
Team 2220, Blue Twilight from Egan High School.
Team 2239, Technocrats from Hopkins High School.
Team 2491, No Mythic from Great River Montessori School and Avalon Charter School.
Team 2502, Talon Robotics from Eden Prairie High School.
Team 2509, Tigerbots from Hutchinson High School.
Team 2823, the Automatons from Highland Park Senior High School in St. Paul.
Team 2883, Fred from Warroad High School.
Team 2977, Sir Lancerbots from La Crescent Hoka High School in La Crescent.
Team 2987, Rogue Robotics from Farmington High School.
Team 3018, Nordic Storm from St. Peter.
Team 3130, The Errors from Eastridge High School in Woodbury.
Team 3630, Stampede from Breck School in Golden Valley.
Team 3750, Gator Robotics from Badger Secondary.
Team 3883, Databits from Park Senior High School in Cottage Grove.
Team 4009, Denfeld DNA Robotics from Denfeld Senior High School in Duluth.
Team 4198, RoboCats from Waconia High School.
Team 4277, Thingamajiggers from Robbinsdale Cooper High School in New Hope.
Team 4480, UC Botics from Uppsala High School.
Team 4511, Power Amplified from Providence Academy in Plymouth.
Team 4624, Rebel Alliance from Owatonna High School.
Team 4728, Rocori Wrenchwreckers from Rocori High School in Cold Spring.
Team 5275, Timebots from New Prague High School.
Team 5434, Falcon Robotics from Faribault Senior High School.
Team 5464, Blue Jacket Robotics from Cambridge Isanti High School.
Team 5542, RoboHerd from Buffalo High School.
Team 5626, Pneumatic Ninjas from Central High School in Norwood, Young America.
Team 5913, Patriotics from Pequot Lakes High School.
Team 6146, Blackjacks from Dawson Boyd High School.
Team 6749, Terabytes from Eagle Ridge Academy in Hopkins.
Team 7038, TG Eagles Pizza Pies from Totino Grace High School in Fridley.
Team 7257, Sauk Center Robotics from Sauk Center High School.
Team 8347, Broken Eagles from New York Mills High School.
Team 8516, Legacy One from Legacy Christian Academy in Andover. Well, congratulations again to all 36 teams that qualified for this year's state robotics tournament. Here are a couple of fun facts about this year's qualifying teams. So we have 2 teams that have qualified for state every single year, and they kept that streak alive this year. That's teams 1816, the Green Machine, and team 2052, Nightcrawler. And we're always excited to welcome first-time state qualifiers to the state tournament. And this year in 2021, we had 11 teams that qualified for state for the first time. And that included 2 rookie teams. So congratulations to rookie teams 8347 and 8516 for qualifying for state. All right, now it is time to announce the 3rd place winner of the 2021 Minnesota State High School League Robotics Tournament. This team is making its 5th appearance at the state tournament and previously won the state championship back in 2015 and 2017. This year, they had an overall score of 473.94 points. So please join us in congratulating Team 3130, the Errors from East Ridge High School in Woodbury.
Now we're on to our 2nd place winner. This is only their 2nd appearance at the state tournament. They ended with a score of 475.46 points. Please help me in congratulating Team 6749 Terabytes from Eagle Ridge Academy in Hopkins. And finally, it's time to announce our Minnesota State High School League Championship Robotics team for 2021. This team is making their 3rd appearance and their 1st appearance since 2016 when they came in 3rd place. This year, though, they are our champions. They had a top score of 480.51 points. Let's congratulate our 2021 MSHSL Minnesota State Robotics Champions. Team 5434 Falcon Robotics from Faribault Senior High School. Congratulations to our winning teams. They each scored in the top 3 for both the snow removal and snow thrower challenges. The complete MSHSL rankings for this year's tournament will be posted on the First in Upper Midwest website and also on the MSHSL website.
Before we wrap up today's show, we want to make sure that we recognize and thank all of the Minnesota FRC high school seniors. Seniors, congratulations, you did it. It's probably a safe bet that you never expected your last year and a half of high school to be this unique and challenging. I hope that your experience in First, even in this altered format, has been a highlight of your time in high school. Each of you has made an enormous impact on your team, on your school, and on your community. And we have all been incredibly inspired by what you have done. And it's not just building that really cool robot, but developing and using all the skills that you've learned in First to do more than robots. Your creativity and your positive energy has been so incredibly inspirational and a source of great joy to all of us. You should be proud of all that you've achieved. You'll go on to do great things with all that you've learned in First. And remember that the First community that you are a part of does not go away now that high school is over. The First community is always here for you, and we look forward with anticipation to seeing how you continue to make our world a better and more equitable place. Congratulations, seniors.
Well, that's a wrap for the 2021 First Robotics competition season here in Minnesota. Please join me in congratulating all of their teams on their performance, and more importantly, for their gracious professionalism in all of their efforts towards a successful future. We hope to see all of you for next year's First Robotics competition game, Rapid React.